When my mother's health started declining, I knew it wouldn't be easy. She had raised me alone after my father died, and caring for her was the least I could do. My wife, Melissa, agreed, at first. She said, "We'll get through this together." But things changed once my mom moved in. Suddenly, Melissa complained about everything. My mom's medicine smell, her slow steps, her late-night coughing. My mom tried to stay out of her way, even eating alone most nights so she wouldn't bother anyone. One evening, I came home early and found Melissa on the phone with her sister. She said, "I can't live like this anymore. It feels like I'm married to both of them." I froze in the hallway, my chest tightening. That was the night something broke inside me. A week later, Melissa suggested, "Maybe it's time we find professional care for your mother. You know, for her comfort." But I knew what she really meant. She wanted my mother out. I refused. "She's not a burden. She's family," I said. Melissa's reply was cold, "So am I." From that day, the house turned hostile. My mom's things disappeared from the living room. Her favorite blanket vanished. Melissa's parents started visiting often, making little jokes, calling my mom the tenant. My mom just smiled through the pain. Then came the day I'll never forget. I came home from work and the house was quiet. Too quiet. My mom's room was empty, her clothes gone, her medicine missing. Melissa was in the kitchen acting normal. "Where's Mom?" I asked. She didn't even look up from her phone. "She's fine. I dropped her off at Golden Oaks Nursing Home this morning. They'll take good care of her." My heart stopped. "You did what?" Her tone didn't change. "You weren't doing her any favors by keeping her here. She needs professionals." I left without another word. When I reached the nursing home, my mother was sitting in a wheelchair by the window. Her eyes lit up when she saw me, but there was sadness behind her smile. "Son," she said softly, "don't fight your wife. I'll be okay." That night I went home, but I didn't sleep. Not for days. Instead I planned. Quietly. Patiently. I transferred my business shares into a new private trust under my mother's name. I moved our savings into separate accounts. I even spoke with a lawyer, preparing for every step. Melissa didn't notice a thing. She thought I was grieving. A month later, she asked for a vacation, said she needed to clear her head. I told her she deserved it. I even paid for her ticket. While she was gone, I filed for divorce. When she returned, I was gone. The locks were changed, the accounts were frozen, and the house title was no longer in her name. She called me dozens of times, screaming that I had ruined her life. But I didn't respond. Instead, I visited my mother and handed her new house keys, our new home. She cried, saying, "You didn't have to do this." I smiled. "You took care of me all your life, Mom. Now it's my turn." Months later, Melissa tried to appeal, demanding half of everything. But when her lawyer read the documents, he told her the truth. Everything she wanted was gone, legally transferred long before she even packed her suitcase. The day the divorce was finalized, I stood outside that courthouse, breathing deeply. For the first time in years, I felt peace. Not anger. Not regret. Just peace. Moral of the story: never let anyone make you feel guilty for honoring the person who raised you. Love is not a burden, and family isn't disposable. When people choose selfishness over compassion, they often lose the very hearts that once cared for them. If this story touched you, please support us by leaving a like, sharing and subscribing to the channel for more stories like this.